I'm here on East 7th and B at one of my favorite cafe and bakeries called C&B. I'm Lala. This is Flavors of New York. This is a good one. I'm here with the owner of C&B. This is Ali Sahin. First of all, I love you so much. I love your bread. I love everything that you bake. I love this place so much. I always say to people, like, I have in my neighborhood the coffee and breakfast C&B spot that everybody else wishes they had in their neighborhood.
Thank you.
So, take me back. How did your love affair with baking begin, Ali?
Oh, well, it actually came out of necessity. I opened this place. I actually never baked professionally before here. I was a cook, and I wanted to serve daily fresh bread, but good bread is pretty expensive in New York, so I thought, okay, I guess I'll have to bake it since I didn't have any money. And so I taught myself how to bake.
You taught yourself?
Yeah, right here.
Baking's hard as hell.
I mean, if you do something every day and it becomes, first couple of months was rough. I felt like I was having a kid that I have to feed every day.
Absolutely. I mean, you legitimately do if you have a yeast starter.
And then I thought, oh, that's actually kind of great. And then I realized I couldn't take any time off anymore. So it took 4 years before I could.
Isn't owning a business amazing?
Yeah.
You never get any time off.
Yeah.
All right. So out of necessity, you wanted to create beautiful bread.
Yeah.
To make it more accessible. But
Exactly.
you were a chef before. You cooked.
Yeah.
You've been in restaurants forever.
I have been in restaurants now for 13 years.
And how did that journey start?
Well, I worked in an office for 8 months. That was worse than the restaurant. So I figured, I love restaurants. I love the energy of a busy place. I love working in them, eating in them, especially in New York. I mean, New York City restaurants are special. New York City restaurants makes New York, New York.
I agree.
That's where people get together. They used to talk to each other. Actually, strangers could talk to each other in the restaurants before we had phones.
Right.
Yeah, I love restaurants. I still do.
And you're originally from Turkey?
I'm from Turkey, yeah.
And how long have you been in New York?
15 years.
15.
Yeah.
And
15.
you love it?
Love and hate. Anything you love too much, you should also. I mean, you have to hate, right?
I feel like that's
it
every
hurts,
New Yorker's response. They need to get out at some points, but they're always so happy to come back.
That is true. I don't know. I hope my wife doesn't watch. I don't know if I can live anywhere else, but I think I'll always be connected to New York somehow, for sure.
So why did you pick the East Village?
That was the first neighborhood I lived in, but it was honestly a coincidence. I actually wanted to do it in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, because I lived there for 7 years. After East Village, I moved to Brooklyn. But it was the prices of real estate that was going up crazy, and I couldn't find anything that I could afford.
What year was this? This was 2000?
This was 2014.
2014.
Mm-hmm. And I ran. There was a burger place here, Corso House. The guy was trying to sell his business, and then we managed to make a deal. It was a very small. It was half of the size of this place at the time. This store wasn't available, and then we took over this space also.
Yeah, this was a dry cleaner.
This
right?
was a dry cleaner.
I love how you still have the sign out there.
Yeah, well,
You're in New York.
I told her in 2020, and I didn't have any money left by the time we finished the place. So I'm like, let's leave this sign.
That's super cool. I love it.
Also, it reminds me of Amy, who used to run the dry cleaner.
Okay.
She was very sweet.
Okay, so that's sort of a tribute to Amy.
It's a tribute, especially the sticker on the window.
Love the sticker.
Amy looked kind of just like that. But,
Oh, really?
But I mean, like the glass, it was stereotypical Taylor.
So I want to talk about your bread because it's my favorite bread. I have a supper club. I'm also a chef, and I do not bake to save my life. I was one of those people that thought during the pandemic, maybe I'll try to make some sourdough, and it didn't end well for me. It didn't start well either. So talk to me about it.
So we bake sourdough bread only. Whatever anything leavened that's made here is sourdough. I believe that is the superior bread, but I might be a snob. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just an amazing product because sourdough slows everything down, which is great because it allows us to do many different things because everything is a little slower. Yeah, I think it's the healthiest bread you can eat.
You've got
And
your
it's
baguettes, you've got
yeah.
your loaves, you have a whole wheat sourdough.
We have rye sourdough, kind of classical old world style, not just a little bit of sourdough and a lot of sourdough in it. We make 11 pastries.
Can we
croissants.
talk about the pastries? Because they're insane, and you
Oh.
sell out of them consistently.
Yeah.
And we're here kind of late on a Saturday, and there's not much left up there.
I had to
So-
keep some on the side for you.
What? Thank you.
I mean, by the time you told me, so
Yes!
it was so late. I figured, there was only a few left. So
What do you sell the most? Those croissants.
Croissants. Kouign-amann is actually our biggest seller, I think.
I'm gonna eat something.
Sure.
Clearly, because I love it so much.
Yeah.
But do you want to choose?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing to eat here is mushroom sandwich, actually.
You know what?
Or
I
you
always
could-
get the breakfast sandwich because it's one of my favorites in the city.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I've never had the mushroom sandwich, so I love that.
Shame on you.
I know, indeed.
Let's get you one.
All right.
One for you.
Ah!
For you to taste.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay. So clearly, you make all the bread, all the baked goods, but you make everything else in house. The sausage and what else?
Well, I think right now it's mainly sausage. Before we did more, but right now mainly sausage. I think we're gonna start making ham. Or we cure our own salmon. We make 2 different kind of sausage, not just one. Yeah, that's about it.
And I love that you're hyper seasonal, super farmers market driven. I've never had this. Talk to me about this.
My favorite thing to eat here, actually, mushroom and egg sandwich. It's oyster mushrooms, watercress, and sherry vinegar, and eggs.
I'm very excited. Do you see this? Do you see this? I'm very excited about putting this in my mouth. That's epic. The bread is perfect. I want to cry when I talk about your bread, seriously. But I love the vinegary greens.
Yeah.
It adds such a nice touch to the sandwich. And then, of course, this is my jam. This is what I get. They're house-made chorizo and eggs. And again, this is going to go all over me, and I don't even care. If you're hungover, if you're not hungover, it's just a perfect sandwich.
That's what I think.
Also, my other favorite thing is that I have food all over my face. Is that you call yourself a discotheque and you've got
Oh,
the
yeah.
record player up front and you're constantly playing records.
Yeah.
I love that vibe.
I am a music enthusiast for sure. I play instruments terribly, but I love listening to music, and I think everybody else works here the same. We have an appreciation of music, so yeah, we always have some loud music playing, and I mean it sets the energy of the place.
It
for
does.
Sure. Yeah.
It's such a part of the vibe. And you
Yeah.
also have jazz outside on Sundays when the weather's nice.
Yeah, that's right. That's a neighbor of ours started doing it a couple of years ago, and people love it, so we continue to do it as long as the musicians want to do it.
And talk to me about the coffee.
Coffee. We buy our coffee from a tiny roaster in Brooklyn called Kitten Coffee. They mainly do Brazilian coffees. Very, very small company. Very small. Before pandemic, it was just 2 guys running it. I think one of them left, and now there's only one, Todd, sweet guy. And I love working with them because I'm a small business. I love working with other small businesses. It's more personal. I only have to talk to the owner, and then he does everything for me. Very, very.
I love that. I mean, you can't have C&B without the coffee and the breakfast.
Yes, right.
And I mean, you also sort of do lunch as well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And music and community. You
Community.
guys kill it on every single level.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, I mean, thank you. I don't know what to say. We try our best.
So modest. So if you're in the East Village, this is just the spot. It's such a vibe. Everyone here is so cool, so kind. The product is amazing. Support local. Come visit Ali and the rest of the staff here at C&B in the East Village. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
For Flavors of New York, I'm Lala. See you next time.